What's up, guys? Happy Halloween, everyone. I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a top 5 list of horror movie Funko Pops. So, let's get right to it.
Like, comment,
And subscribe for more content.
where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
So like I said, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a top 5 list of horror movie Funko Pops, which there were a lot of different Funko Pops from different horror movies to go through, and then shrinking it down to a top 5 list was a little bit difficult, but this is also a perfect time, not because only that it's Halloween today as this video gets released, but today as this gets released will also be the release of the Warner Brothers Horror Funko Series 1 NFT drop, which if I'm able to get the cards, there will be a video on the channel of opening up packs for that drop. So let's kick off this list with my number 5 pick. So coming in at number 5 is the Hot Topic exclusive Hatless Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now this pop is really cool. I know there are a couple of different Freddy Kruegers, including ones wearing a hat, but I thought the detail involved with the hatless one was pretty decent, especially with the updated mold of what the original one looked like compared to this one. And I really like the detail of the hands just kind of spread out like this, where you can actually see, it's not the knife fingers, I believe. I think in this case they were syringe fingers, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like here. It's been a long time since I have seen A Nightmare on Elm Street. But let's move over to my number 4 pick. So coming in at number 4 on my list is the Spirit Halloween exclusive Michael Myers with Myers House Pop Town. Now, this was really awesome when it was announced. I mean, the Halloween lineup kind of was a little bit mad because obviously the only character that has ever been made is Michael Myers himself, and this was kind of something that really spiced up the lineup because obviously that house in the very first movie is such an important part of it. And the way that they even pulled off the Michael Myers pop is awesome because the head is slightly tilted. There is not a lot of blood, but there is at the same time. You got a lot on the knife and then a little bit of a splatter on the outfit and the mask itself. The Myers house looks great with the partially damaged window in the top left corner. You got a little bit of the wood that is kind of broken because it is more of an abandoned house. And you even have, I believe, on the bottom right is a Strode mailbox, which is really awesome. No trespassing on the sign. I think this was a unique idea to make as a pop town, and I really enjoy this. But the reason it didn't make any higher is because of the fact that the next few pops I'm going to mention on this list have a little bit more detail than this one. But this definitely had to make the top 5 list. But let's move over to my number 3 pick. So coming in at number 3 on my list is the Entertainment Earth exclusive Blacklight Chucky. Now this pop is really awesome. I actually do own the original version of this pop, which I believe was a Hot Topic exclusive. And I like the way they pulled off with the choosing of colors for the Blacklight version, where the skin is yellow, you have the hair being orange with a little bit of strands of yellow. Even the stitching involved have different colors where the cracking is pink, and then you obviously have the stitching that is more of a bluish purple color, and then the whole outfit is more like a rainbow color. And I think each spot of where the colors were executed well compared to a lot of different blacklight pops that Funko has made in the past, especially some of the horror blacklight pops that were made, announced as this one was being announced during Funkoween 2022. But let's move over to my number 2 pick. So coming in at number 2 on my list is the Hot Topic exclusive Pennywise in Gutter Pop Movie Moments. Now, I knew that an It Pop had to make this list because Funko has made an abundance of It Pops, and although there are some really cool pops, including, once again, the abundance of Pennywises that are in here, if I had to choose one, it definitely would have to be this one, mainly because, obviously, this is an important moment of the movie. This is how it kicks off, where Georgie loses his paper boat, it goes down the stream, and then it ends up in the sewer, where then it's caught by Pennywise, and it's like, you want to play Georgie? I don't remember the exact line, but then his arm gets eaten by Pennywise. And I mean, the way they executed it is really, really awesome, where obviously you have the sewer, you even have a little bit of a patch of grass on top of there with even part of the ground underneath it right at the end. The sewer, you got the popified head of Pennywise with those nice bright blue eyes, the paper boat nearby. Georgie is kind of crouched over as if he were to grab the boat. And the thing that really makes this pop amazing also is, once again, that attention to detail as terms to not only the translucent water, but how you can actually see splashes of raindrops just bouncing off of the pile of water that is going into the sewer. I think that's just really nice attention to detail, and it makes sense to see that kind of detail considering this was made in 2018, when not only that this version of the It movie was released, but when Funko really started putting a lot more detail than usual as terms to their Funko Pops. And I mean, this thing is great. This thing is trending actually at just over $100 Canadian on the Funko app, and it's a little bit surprising considering it is a Hot Topic exclusive, and Hot Topic is known for restocking pops a lot of times. But yeah, this pop is absolutely amazing. Definitely, in my opinion, the best pop from the movie It. But before we move on to my number one pick for the best horror movie Funko Pop, I'm gonna mention 3 honorable mentions for this top 5 list. So normally I would choose 2 honorable mentions, but because there were so many really cool horror movie pops, I thought I'd up it to 3 honorable mentions for this list. Now the first pop I'm going to mention for this honorable mentions list is the pop I kind of discussed about a little bit ago, and that is the Hot Topic exclusive Chucky, the regular version, to the Blacklight Funko Pop that I discussed about. And obviously I own this pop, and I mean, I am trying to sell it, but it's still a really cool looking Funko Pop if you don't have that Blacklight version. But I put the Blacklight one just because of how cool the colors look, and it fits the theme of horror to make Blacklight pops compared to some of the lineups that Funko has done Blacklight pops for, such as Marvel and DC and other different licensors. This is really awesome. I love the dirt scuffing, the blood that is on the hands, the knife, and part of the face, and then the stitching involved with the face of Chucky with the way that the hair is done. A really excellent looking pop, and it's deserving of at least an honorable mention if it's not going to make the top 5 list, but it's definitely a top 10 contender. So the second honorable mention I have on this list is actually one of the NFT Funko Pops that are going to technically be releasing in card form today for the Warner Brothers Horror Series 1 drop, and that is the Crooked Man from The Conjuring 2. And something about this pop, it looks really, really awesome with the detail of the mouth. They have the hat on, and they put like the popified eyes like right where the hat would be, and they added the glasses there. I think it's a really unique looking pop compared to a lot of different pops in general that we have seen, and I think it's honestly my favorite pop going into this drop. Hopefully, if I do get the cards, then I will be able to hopefully get this pop, which The Conjuring is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, so I definitely had to mention it, at least in the honorable mentions portion of this list, because of how great that movie is. And the last pop I'm going to have as an honorable mention is Ghostface from Scream, for a couple of reasons. First off, my co-host MD Shady, when preparing for this list, had mentioned, hey, you better add that Ghostface pop since I own it. Not only that, but also this has retained quite a bit of value, coming in at $531 Canadian as of the recording of this video, and I can only imagine that this thing is going to skyrocket it up, and maybe it has skyrocketed a little bit because of the recent release of the Scream movie that came out earlier this year. And I think this pop actually aged quite well, considering that it was a pop made in, I believe it was 2014, where most of the pops were arms to the side, not really detailed, and then obviously the classic Scream mask with the mouth open. I think they did a great job with this pop, but it's not in the actual top 5 list because Scream isn't one of my favorite horror movies. And coming in at number 1, my favorite horror movie Funko Pop ever made is the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Unmasked Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Now, this is an example of a Funko Pop that was made way back in the day, in the times of when Funko does the arms to the side, considering this pop does have the arms to the side, but it is actually aged well, especially with the head sculpt here, in which there has not been a Funko Pop made since that has been similar to the unmasked Jason Voorhees. And the fact that it has retained so much value as terms to secondary market, as it's coming in at pretty much exactly $1,700 Canadian, as shown on the Funko app. And I mean, the detail with the eyes and how they're not positioned correctly is really awesome. And you got the mouth detail, and then even the weapon that he has in his hand covered in blood. So I think because of value and how it has aged so well all these years is why I think it is the best horror movie Funko Pop made thus far. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on my top 5 favorite horror movie Funko Pops, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let me know what your favorite horror movie Funko Pop is. And as said in the little intro of the video, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3... I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.